During the Cold War, the two global superpowers fiercely competed for control of the skies. But there was one American fighter jet that struck fear into the heart of the Soviet Union, a plane that was not only unbeatable in combat, but also symbolized the undeniable power of the United States Air Force. That plane was the F-15, but what made the F-15 a nightmare for the Soviets? The F-15 wasn't just a fighter jet. It was the result of a decades-long arms race between the US and the Soviet Union. In the 1960s, the Soviet Union developed the MiG-25, a fighter plane with superior speed and altitude, which raised alarms in the US. The US Air Force quickly responded by demanding a fighter that could dominate any opponent in the air. And the answer was the F-15 Eagle-N airborne assassin for the US. Equipped with powerful engines, capable of flying at Mach 2.5, and advanced radar systems, the F-15 not only had superior air-to-air combat capabilities, but could also completely dominate the skies, something that instilled fear in the Soviet Union. One of the reasons the F-15 terrified the Soviets was its outstanding air combat abilities. This aircraft had racked up more than 100 aerial victories without being shot down. With the highly advanced and APG-63 radar, the F-15 could track and engage opponents from great distances, even before they realized it was there. Its superior acceleration and high maneuverability were also key factors. The F-15 could fly at twice the speed of sound and execute difficult maneuvers to evade enemy missiles. The Soviets knew that any pilot encountering the F-15 in the air was at risk of being shot down in mere seconds. Since its debut in the 1970s, the F-15 has achieved more than 100 air combat victories without suffering a single loss. That's an undeniable record, proving the aircraft's superior capabilities in aerial battles. Countries that possess the F-15, including Israel and the US, have used it in major campaigns, and the results have almost always given them a decisive advantage. The most advanced radar technology at that time was the APG-63 radar. This radar allows the F-15 to track multiple targets at once, even those at great distances that the enemy hasn't detected yet. This means the F-15 can lock onto a target from afar and launch a kill shot before the opponent even has a chance to respond. During the Cold War, this radar was considered one of the most advanced systems in the world, enabling the F-15 to dominate the skies. The F-15 is armed with AIM-7 Sparrow and AIM-9 Sidewinder air-to-air missiles, as well as the M61 Vulcan 20mm cannon. These weapons allow the F-15 to engage various targets, from fighter jets to ground objectives. In addition, the F-15 also possesses supersonic flight speed and its agility. The F-15 can fly at Mach 2.5 about 3,000 kilometers per hour, a speed unmatched by most planes of its era. Additionally, the Pratt & Whitney F-100 engines allow the F-15 to execute rapid acceleration and evasive maneuvers in dogfights, making it highly agile and difficult to shoot down. Another very important skill is short takeoff and landing ability. One of the F-15's special features is its ability to take off on a short runway, which is crucial in emergency missions or rapid deployment situations. This capability allows the F-15 to easily engage in combat from forward airbases. The F-15 was one of the first planes capable of detecting and engaging targets below it, even if those targets were flying low to evade radar. This changed the way air combat was conducted, as many Soviet aircraft relied on low-altitude flying to avoid detection. The F-15 was a nightmare for the Soviet Union, To the Soviets, the F-15 symbolized Western air dominance. Soviet pilots were trained to avoid encountering the F-15 on the battlefield, as just a few seconds of delay could lead to death. This created a psychological no-fly zone for Soviet air forces. In the context of the Cold War, the F-15 served as a deterrent not just to Eastern European nations, but also to Soviet allies worldwide. Possessing the F-15 helped the US maintain air superiority and exert immense psychological pressure on any force daring to face it. APG-70 radar upgrade table helps a lot in combat. After its launch, the F-15 was upgraded with the APG-70 radar system, allowing the plane to engage multiple targets simultaneously with greater accuracy. With its long-range target detection, this radar made the F-15 an extremely deadly attack tool. During Operation Desert Storm in 1991, the F-15 took down numerous enemy aircraft without suffering any losses, clearly demonstrating its superior air combat capabilities. The F-15 is not just a fighter jet, it's a symbol of air power and modern technology. The Soviet Union feared it not only for its battlefield successes, but also for its unmatched capabilities and the long-term strategic vision it gave the US throughout the Cold War. The F-15's presence helped maintain the balance of power in the skies. But the numbers aren't the only thing that made the F-15 a nightmare for the Soviet Union. Its real-world battlefield victories were what truly solidified its power. From the Middle East to Europe, the F-15 continuously proved that it was an unstoppable fighter jet. One prime example is during the Gulf War in 1991, when the F-15 shot down over 30 Iraqi aircraft without losing a single plane. This forced the Soviet Union and their allied nations to reassess their air defense capabilities because nothing could withstand the destructive power of the F-15. The Soviet Union recognized that the F-15 posed a serious threat. They heavily invested in advanced air defense systems like the S-300 to counter it, but even with those efforts, there was no guarantee that they could stop the F-15 from dominating the skies. The Soviets also began developing new fighter jets like the Su-27 and MiG-29 in hopes of leveling the playing field, but even with their most advanced technology, the F-15 remained a tough adversary. More than 40 years after its debut, the F-15 remains one of the most formidable fighter jets in the world. It has undergone numerous upgrades and is still relied upon by the US Air Force. It's no coincidence that the plane is nicknamed the Eagle, a bird that dominates the skies. Despite the arrival of fifth-generation fighters like the F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II, the F-15 is still in active service with the US Air Force. This continued use is a testament to the F-15's effectiveness and ability to be continuously upgraded. The latest version, the F-15EX, promises to carry on the legacy of the jet for years to come, with the capacity to carry more weapons and integrate the latest technologies. The F-15 is not just a fighter jet. It is a symbol of aerial supremacy and US military technological superiority. From its legendary air combat victories to its ability to evolve and stay relevant across generations, the F-15 truly terrified the Soviet Union in the past and continues to be a cornerstone of the US Air Force's power in the future. It stands as proof of timeless combat capability and resilience. So why did the F-15 strike fear into the Soviet Union? It wasn't just due to its technical prowess, but also because of its unmatched performance on the battlefield. Throughout the Cold War and even today, the F-15 is not just a fighter jet, but a testament to the unshakable power of the United States Air Force. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more exciting military content. See you in the next video.